Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is the AFC Championship game between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. The winner of this AFC Championship game is going to Miami to play the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matthew. I'm along with my broadcast partner, Eric. Eric, how we doing in Tennessee?
We're good. Let's start this game.
And that's what we do. Here's Jennings on the return for the Titans. And he gets down to the 20-yard line. So we will see Marcus Mariota for this game. He will not be in. It most likely for now will be Ryan Tannehill, who will get the start for the Tennessee Titans, with Mariota going down in the injury in the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, which they won in overtime. Tannehill on first down. Pressure immediately. Pass is swatted away and incomplete. And already the Houston Texans, Eric, bringing that pressure.
They are, and that's a big part of their defense. Bring the pressure, get to the quarterback quickly, and as you saw there, that could be a big break for this defense if they got that pick there, Matthew.
And Eric, there is Derrick Henry, loses 7 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 17 for the Tennessee Titans. Now remember, Tennessee's without Marcus Mariota today, but a Tannehill gets sacked, ball is stripped, and it will be a Houston Texan touchdown. What a start defensively for the Texans.
What a play. Came in to Tennessee, setting a statement early on.
And that's what the Houston Texan defense did, and the extra point is to the right and good. 7-0 Houston here in the first quarter on the opening drive defensively. We still have not yet to see Deshaun Watson, Eric, who's got probably the best chance of winning this game with Deshaun Watson and this defense that we've seen already. As here's a return for Jennings, brought down at the 32-yard line for the Tennessee Titans. So not the start Tennessee wanted. The ball was tipped on the first play of the game on the throw to Derrick Henry. Then Henry lost 7 yards on a run. And then Tannehill sacked on 3rd down, fumble recovery for a touchdown. And that's how this game is started. Here's Tannehill down the field. Brown! A.J. Brown! Still
Up
going!
to the races! And it's in for 6.
Another big play from Ryan Tannehill. And Eric, you're down 7-0. You go for the home run ball after being sacked and losing a fumble on the last play. Now you throw a Hail Mary ball and you get a touchdown on 68 yards, and it only took you 10 seconds.
You do, that's a big thing. Telling them that you could keep fighting and you could stay up with the big dogs. As they proved it there. And now for the first time, we will see Deshaun Watson as he starts out at the fumble. Never mind. As he's in for 6. What a play. What a turn of events.
And Eric, I think you might have just jinxed that Deshaun Watson coming on the field call. But maybe not. We see a booth review there. This is an interesting first quarter here. And he's down, Eric. He is down.
That's a big thing for this team. Getting the ball back. They could have been down. But he held on to the football. And that is a timeout, Tennessee. As he held on to the football, helped a lot. But you're still needing to get points here. Having a defensive struggle the second drive. Doing great the first drive. But the second drive, he didn't do so well. As Miller takes this one across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Here is 2nd down and 1. Handoff, Miller up the middle. Now, Eric, Deshaun Watson has a fantastic arm. Would he consider using more of the run game in this game? Obviously not on this play. Watson's got to do something. He throws pass, caught tight end, fails. Fails inside the 10-5, touchdown. Houston takes the lead again.
What a play, what a catch and run. And that's going to play a big part in this game. The run after catch, the yak yards, yards after catch. That's going to play a big part in this game, and it's going to differ up how this one ends.
Darren Fells in for the touchdown. And you look at the numbers on the top of the score, under the scoreboard. 68 passing yards for the Tennessee Titans. And a lot more for Houston. Here's Jennings on the return. Jennings makes some moves down to the 29-yard line for the Tennessee Titans. So 2 minutes remain in the first quarter. 14-7. Eric, I was not expecting this quickly of a game.
I wasn't. It was within 2 minutes, the first 2 minutes of this game, we already saw 3 scores. A defensive one by Houston first, an offensive score to A.J. Brown by Tennessee, and run to Fells, as we just saw, by Houston.
So here is Henry up the middle. Tannehill gives it to Henry, and Henry down to the 40-yard line. And a first down is the king, Henry, Eric. What a season he had in the NFL last year. And so far, he's proven himself as well here in this tournament.
He is, and that's a big thing, having to prove yourself, which can cost him a lot, but as it's thrown to Dion Lewis across the 35 to the 32-yard line.
A big
19 yards after the catch.
A huge first down for the Tennessee Titans in a 14-7 game. 40 seconds remain for Tannehill here in the first quarter. Pressure up the middle. Pass, Carl Walker will go into the end zone as he high steps for 6. And the Tennessee Titans have brought themselves right back in this game with the extra point waiting from Ryan Suckup. Kick is good. And it's 14-14 here in Tennessee. So that is exactly what we said in the beginning of the game. Tennessee could show they could beat the Houston Texans, and they could do it against a very good team.
They can, and that's going to do a lot, especially with their run game, Matthew. They could show it not only in the pass game with Tannehill, but in their big run game with Derrick Henry.
And that's correct. So as you know, this is the AFC Championship game between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Titans beating the Kansas City Chiefs last week. As there's Lamar Miller still going, and the Houston Texans beating the New York Jets, who the Jets, Eric, surprisingly to all, upset the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, it was
in Baltimore.
It was a big game, high scoring, but none of that matters to the Texans having to dethrone the Jets, having come off the upset. As you just said, the Jets upset the Ravens, but fall short to this Texans team. That doesn't matter for the Texans. They just want to win this football game.
Here's Watson. Ball is out. Recovered Tennessee. It's Casey who knocked it out for the Tennessee Titans. And Deshaun Watson gives Tennessee the football at the 40-yard line. And Eric, those turnovers are going to be big in this game.
They are, and it's going to come back to bite them in the butt eventually, Matthew.
So here is Tannehill on first down. Tannehill for the end zone. Pass picked off by the Houston Texans down at the 4-yard line. It's Joseph with the interception. So a turnover for Tennessee as Tannehill tried to launch it out to the end zone with Ryan Tannehill. Here's a run for Lamar Miller. Miller hit at the 8-yard line. Actually, my bad. That was actually Carlos Hyde. And this one is going to be a flag on the Titans. So I think, Eric, this is going to give them second down and 1.
It will, and that's going to be a big thing for this team, having to change their game plan going from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 1. That could be a big difference if you're the Texans. And how to game plan this, as this is a run for a first down all the way across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
So Lamar Miller picks up a gain of about 3. Here's Miller again, bouncing to the outside this time. Lamar Miller down the sidelines. Lamar Miller all the way past midfield to the 48-yard line. With 3 minutes remaining, he gets out of bounds. And the Houston Texans have a big thing going here in the first half with the run game. Here is Watson. Deshaun Watson fails again. He's tried to step back, made a miss. He didn't get it. And Darren Fells for the second time today inside the 5-yard line. This time, Eric, he was just short of the end zone.
He was, and he would have loved to have that. A second touchdown in the AFC Championship is this one.
Fells!
To Fells! And this time, he's in for 6 for his second touchdown of the game.
And Eric, as you said, Darren Fells with his second of the day. And the Houston Texans capitalize on the interception thrown by Ryan Tannehill, as the extra point is good. Well, we mentioned this earlier in the game in the broadcast between the Texans and the Tennessee Titans. The winner of this game, Eric, heads to Miami to play in the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers, who knocked off the Seattle Seahawks earlier. Jennings on the return. Jennings makes a move. Jennings still going. Down the sidelines, out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A big return for the Tennessee Titans.
And Matt, going back to Jennings, he had, correct me if I'm wrong, but he had one kick return for a touchdown in the win against Kansas City, Matthew.
And Eric, I believe you're mistaking with that. I believe it was Tyron Smith who had both for Kansas City. But that part does not matter, as Jennings, he's had a great start as the kick returner. And you see him not in the starting lineup for the receivers part, as there is pressure, edge, Tannehill sacked again.
And Matthew, I just looked at the replay and looked at that Titans game. Jennings did have one kick return touchdown in that game.
All right, Eric. Well, I believe you. So here we go. 3rd and 20. Handoff Henry. Henry! Are you kidding me? On 3rd down and 20, they run it with the king, and he high steps for the touchdown. Derrick Henry, the king of all kings in the NFL, runs it in for 6. The extra point by Suckup is good. 21-21. And Eric, that is not what Houston wanted.
No, that's a big turn of events. Now, if you're Houston, I take this clock all the way down, try and get the ball, try and score, and leave no time for Tennessee. Because you do get the ball at half, and then try and break away at halftime, Matthew.
And that would not be a bad idea if you're the Texans and Deshaun Watson, along with head coach Bill O'Brien. Well, Eric, I am just waiting to see who's playing in the Super Bowl, because I can't wait to see the Green Bay Packers take on either one of these teams with Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. This team has just been an amazing team in this tournament, and I can't wait to see both of these teams in the championship game today. It's between Houston and the Tennessee Titans. Both of these teams have just been outstanding throughout this tournament. This pass to DeAndre Hopkins. Timeout Tennessee with 47 seconds remaining. And with only one timeout left for the Tennessee Titans. They've got to get something going. Here's pressure. Watson throws, passes incomplete. Second down.
And that was his first incompletion of this football game, Matthew.
And that is correct, Eric. So that was a big play defensively by Houston, by the Tennessee Titans. As you see Byron downfield. Watson throws, passes caught on the other side of the field. And he will step out at the 20-yard line. Lamar Miller, how in the world did Deshaun Watson see him that open?
I don't know, but he saw him and connected for 28 yards, Matthew.
So you see Eric DeAndre Hopkins one-on-one. Here's a delayed handoff. Ball is stuck in the hands of Lamar Miller. He took a huge hit, Eric.
Yeah, and that's something that you want to hold on to the football. Because if you did, that's going to change the whole complexion of this football game, Matthew.
Here's a screen. Pass caught. Fells. Timeout, Tennessee. 20 seconds remaining. No timeouts for the Titans. Here's Watson on 3rd down and 6. They could settle for a field goal here. No harm would be done for the Texans. Watson throws, pass is caught, and into the end zone, touchdown! Texans!
What a play! Deshaun Watson connecting again.
This crowd has been silenced in Tennessee. 28-21, 13 seconds left of the half. And the Texans getting the football to start the second half. No timeouts remaining for the Titans. Jennings will have to take it out. Here he comes. Jennings down to the 24-yard line. And we will see 1st and 10 for the Tennessee Titans. With Derrick Henry in the backfield for Tennessee. Handoff, Henry. Timeout, Houston. Now, Eric, the Houston Texans calling a timeout there. That's something we don't usually see.
Yeah, try and make them burn this one out.
So here we go. We're gonna have to see a big play here from the Tennessee Titans. You see guys back way deep. Tannehill scrambles, throws deep, passes caught, but incomplete. It was in the hands of Walker and it popped out. So Mike Vrabel is gonna have to do some work on defense. As we go to the second half here in Tennessee, 28-21.
As that was a 50-50 ball, Matthew, that ball could have gone either way.
And that's correct. So here we go from the 25-yard line. A Titans timeout, I guess. So, Eric, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Tennessee Titans.
Here we go as there's pressure. Off the edge, and he will not get there as that ball sails right out of bounds.
Watson has to throw it out of bounds. And, Eric, that is very good from the Tennessee defense, noticing that he was being pressured, and Watson had a great idea to throw that ball away. As there is Lamar Miller again. Lamar Miller, he's been busy, and this defense still not able to cover Lamar Miller. So 1st and 10 at the 36. Here is 1st and 10, handoff Miller. Lamar Miller popped at the 32-yard line, by the Titan defense.
What was he thinking there?
It's like he had nowhere to go. Here's pressure again. It's Fells. Darren Fells gets a gain of about 3, and it's 3rd down and 11. So this is going to be a big play on 3rd down. Watson is sacked. John Brown. And a timeout, Houston. And I don't think they realized what down it was. It's 4th and 11. So here we go. Anger on to punt it. First punt by either team. He's trying to pin him deep. It's Humphries on the return. Here he comes. Humphries making moves down to the 33-yard line. Is the Tennessee Titans a 10-yard return? And that's the first punt return of the day. And here comes Ryan Tannehill, who, Eric, had a very good first half besides the 2 turnovers at the end.
He did, and that was a big thing. Big completion of this game, as this one is caught. That one is caught for a first down.
So 1st and 10, Corey Davis on the catch. Henry in the backfield for the Titans. Henry stiff arms one guy, bounces off a tackle, and then tackled finally by Reeder for a loss of 2. Second tackle of for a loss in this game. And it's 2nd down and 12 for the Tennessee Titans. Well, Eric, their run game has worked, but not like they wanted it to, like it did against the Kansas City Chiefs, as again, Derrick Henry behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 1. A gain of 1. 3rd down and 11. Big play coming for the Titans. Pressure. Tannehill throws, pass, caught, Walker. Bounces the tackle, then hit finally from behind at the 37-yard line. And Eric, this crowd has awoken here in Tennessee.
They have, and they're going to get big in this football game. They're going to get in the head of the Houston Texans, as this one's off to Dion Lewis. Out across the 25 to the 21-yard line.
With 20 seconds to go and the clock still winding down. They're at 9 seconds. Does Tannehill try and get a playoff? He will. Handoff back to Lewis. Lewis again. Lewis. High steps. Touchdown. Tennessee again. Dion Lewis, his first rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans have pulled themselves within 1 in Tennessee.
And that's a big thing, Matthew. Going within, now tied. This one's going to come down to the final drive.
And it most likely will, Eric, with these two fantastic teams. And remember, any kind of turnover could change the entire complexion of the game, as the 4th quarter starts the same way this 3rd quarter did, with a kickoff, Eric.
It is, and this one's taken all the way to the 30-yard line, as we will see Deshaun Watson come out again.
And Eric, he's been a huge part to this Texans tournament through this Texans team. And here we go, 1st and 10 for Watson. Handoff, Miller, nowhere to go, loss of 2 for Lamar Miller. And that Texans defense has been, the Titans defense has been great. Here's Watson on a run. Deshaun Watson. Out of bounds inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. A huge run for Deshaun Watson. As it's now 1st and 10 for Watson and the Texans. Well, Eric, remember what he did in the AFC wildcard game last year in the NFL? Passes dropped. He went to a little check down to Lamar Miller. He didn't get it to him. He dropped it. And it brings up 2nd and 10. So, Eric, as I was saying, remember the AFC wildcard game last year in Houston against the Buffalo Bills? That was a big game for Deshaun Watson, and he won the game on scrambling out of the pocket.
He did, as this one is taken. Back yardage, actually. Loss of 3.
So, Eric, this is 3rd down and 12. We know what Watson's capable of on 3rd down. Using the legs. Watson throws. Hopkins. Pass is caught at the 33-yard line. And they will hurry up and go for it on 4th down. Well, if you don't get it here, you gotta be careful. Here it is. 4th down. Watson's going to step up. Takes off. Ball is out and recovered by the Texans. And that is huge for Tennessee, for the Houston Texans. That would have been big for the Titans if they could have held on to the football. Here's Watson. Pass. Hopkins caught. And that takes us, Eric, to the 2-minute warning in Tennessee.
As we had talked about it, this 2-minute warning can change the complexion of a game. It gives each team a timeout.
Here's a handoff. It's Lamar. No, it's not. It's Carlos Hyde. Touchdown, Houston. They have taken the lead late in the 4th quarter. Well, Eric, now if you're the Texans jumping in front, not only do you need to play defense, but you've got to remember, if Tennessee scores, you got to come back out on the field and possibly play it in overtime. Which we've seen a few times throughout this tournament. The Packers did not, and the Seahawks game was not overtime, but that game was won on the last play. As Jennings on the return for the Tennessee Titans. Jennings still going! Still going! Down the sidelines! Are you kidding me? Mingo can't get him. Jennings high steps, touchdown. Tennessee.
What a play, Tennessee. They saw a gap. He took it without Tannehill having to come onto the field. They scored, and they're in. With the tie ball game, each team have 2 timeouts with 1:41 to play in this football game.
And Eric, that is correct. So that is huge for Tennessee. And this crowd, as soon as he got past midfield, they knew he was going to go.
They did, and this one is taken out. Across the 30, 40,
No way.
50.
No way.
10, 5, touchdown, Houston. Back-to-back kick return touchdowns.
That is the first time I think I've seen that in a game. The Titans did it. Now Houston did it. And Eric, I can't even imagine what's going to happen if Tennessee does this again.
As I just talked about Houston, Deshaun Watson coming on the field. We're not going to need that anymore. Sit him down. The kick return team got it as they're in and up by 7.
So here's Jennings. Jennings again will return it for Tennessee. This time goes to the other side and is pummeled down to the 23-yard line by Adams. So, Eric, this is going to be a big drive. You got to hold on to the football. If you want, you can go send this game in overtime, but you got to hope for the best on the coin toss.
You do. Lewis takes this one across the 50-yard line with 1:12 to play and running.
And Eric, again, this offense finds some way to do it. We don't know how, but they have done it all game long here for Tennessee. Here's pressure. Flags fly. Humphreys. Sidelines. Rowley brings them out. Down near the 6, down to the 5. And this is going to be on Tennessee. So this is going to bring them back yardage. And Eric, that is terrifying for a Tennessee team who just had a big play with the final seconds of the game.
It is, and if you're the Houston, you're just praying that does not happen again.
Wait a minute!
Brown! Oh play. Fumble at the 1.
Ball comes out at the 1 yard line.
That was on Brown. He should not have high stepped, and that cost him.
So now it's first down and goal for Tennessee. But Eric, look at the amount of time left, and you have Henry in the backfield. Henry's in, touchdown! Tennessee took 2 seconds off the clock. But that is going to have to hold Deshaun Watson and the Texans.
It will, as we will now see if Deshaun Watson can pull off another miracle for this Houston team.
And Eric, remember, a kick return touchdown again for the Texans could go the other way. This game could be over on a kick return touchdown if it takes 33 seconds.
It can, as this one will be taken out. As he takes this one across the 25 to the 26-yard line with 29 seconds left.
Taking 4 seconds off the clock was Deshaun Watson's Texans team. Now, Eric, you got to remember as well, you don't want a turnover here. You got to be careful of what you do if you're Deshaun Watson.
You do. You don't want to risk anything. You want to play the game conservative, not aggressive. I would sit here and try, as this one is taken to Miller.
Down to the 33-yard line. Well, also, Fairbairn needs to get to the 39-yard line to have a close enough field goal. And that is not their own 39-yard line. That's going to be the Tennessee 39-yard line with 24 seconds left and 2 timeouts. You see the red line near the 40-yard line. Here's second down and 4 at the 33.
Watson making signals at the line. This one is caught and taken out of bounds by DeAndre Hopkins to the 50. 18 seconds to play.
And Eric, again, that is big. Here for Tennessee's defense, they need to play at the 50-yard line. Remember, he needs to get to the 39-yard line for a 52-yard field goal attempt. Watson, pass, caught. Hopkins out of bounds, and they're in field goal range. First and 10 at the 33, DeAndre Hopkins. Watson at the line, handoff, Miller. Timeout, Tennessee. No, Houston called the timeout. Playing press coverage is Houston. It's the Tennessee defense. Pass is caught. And now it's a 46-yard field goal attempt to send them to the Super Bowl. Kick is good! The Texans are going to face the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl in Miami.
And that's another one. NFC Championship and the AFC Championship decided on the last play of the game. And if you're Tennessee, don't go home saying that you lost. Go home saying that you played a great game and you just had one bad drive, Matthew.
And that's correct, Eric, and that was that turnover. Now think about it. If you're the Titans, are you wondering, should we have kneeled out the clock with 35 seconds and ran it in with Derrick Henry? We'll never figure that one out. So the Texans on top, 45-42. And it was the 2 turnovers that may have cost the Titans the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Tannehill and the Titans will go home. The Texans and Deshaun Watson headed to Miami to face the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. Thanks for watching. I'm Matthew, along with my broadcast partner, Eric. This is Madden 20 Tournament. Texans going to Super Bowl against the Packers.